Can I tell you about a really funny thing that FFF did? A really funny bit of trolling. Basically, we're both members of this group on Facebook called Growing Up in Ilford in the 60s and 70s. And
we just mine it for content about Gatecast because people in Ilford are like in real life they are obsessed with milk. They're always posting about milk in it.
There's this bloke who's got an England flag as his avatar on Facebook, and he loves fucking milk. He's always posting about like the old dairy products that defined Ilford life.
There used to be like a dairy in Ilford South, which we found out from that page.
God. There's also we've encountered so many colourful characters from the Ilford Facebook group, such as Frank Young, the fascist brutal teacher. This guy was so they're just like, was Frank Young a head teacher at that point? And someone was like, I don't know if Frank Young was ever a head teacher. He was probably a teacher at a Borstal at that point. He was a fascist and all. They just casually throw in, I think he was a fascist and everything. But FFF just posted in there one day, is it true that Mike Gapes has died? I saw on the internet that he died.
Oh my God.
And loads of people were replying like, no, I can't see anything about that. Don't think so. Think he's still alive. And then it eventually got deleted for being misinformation.
I love how cursed Ilford seems to be. Like Ilford South and Ilford North, just the most cursed constituencies.
Mixed together in the same parliament, and
Oh, fuck.
Well, me and FFF, that's another thing that we find on these Facebook groups is like Ilford true crime. There was one recently about this guy who got who just got fucking murdered. It didn't even have the details about the actual crime. It was just this picture of like these two women and this man or something, or maybe the other way around. But they were all just there in like stark black and white, frowning at the camera, and it was like the most famous murder that ever took place in Ilford happened on this day, blah blah blah. And then it were like, the people in this picture were probably wrongly convicted and never even did it. It's like, well, good job you're reminding everyone of their false reputations as killers.
Oh,
yeah, didn't like they have a post on there like there was like apparently there was a guy who used to dance under a bridge in a sailor suit or something like that.
What the fuck? That's not real. Fuck off. That's not real.
I was like, yeah, I remember him. Didn't he like have a monkey on a leash? I'm like, no, there was no animals involved.
Oh, fuck off. That's not real.
As well.
No.
No fucking way, man.
No, I'm calling, but that's the one I don't believe. Come on.
What was the thing where loads of people died because like they got struck by lightning?
This is very It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia vibes. That's absolutely something that the Gatecast should vibe off.
No, we will. It happened in like the 20s, so it's okay to laugh at it.
What were they doing? Were they like all holding aloft a big metal chain on a hilltop or something as some kind of Wicker Man type ritual?
Yeah, I think we were joking about it, me and FFF, how like they placed the like building where they were all hiding right at the top of the hill at like the place that would be most likely to like conduct lightning or whatever.
Real hammer horror shit they get up to in Ilford.
Yeah, I know. Well, Ilford South, like we say, Ilford North is not legitimate. Yeah. It's not real Ilford.
It's the one nationalist movement that's trying to shrink its territory. Is the Ilford nationalist movement?
FFF did send me this headline from the Mirror: "Laughing pervert frog march naked to police truck after getting caught having sex with cow."
That's pure perfect.
Are we creating a character called Ilford Man? Is that what's happening right now?
Well, yeah,
it would have to be a cow, though, wouldn't it?
Just all like the screenshots me and FFF send each other are just stupid stuff about Ilford and Gapes. It's just one. I sent him a Pink Floyd album cover of Atom Heart Mother. That's just a cow in a field. And then, There's a bit about how that I listen to. There's Bob Dylan's got this song where he's like, "I've sucked the milk out of 1,000 cows," and like when there's one show I listened to where he sang that line and was saying like, "Ha!" and I was like, he knows. This man gets it. Thanks, Mum. So my mum just brought me some tea very kindly.
Nice.
So that's what.
We're waiting for my mum to make an appearance on the stream. Wait.
You should do a Lovecraft pastiche called Shadow over Ilford.
Called what? Sorry.
That's my contribution. You should do a Lovecraft pastiche called The Shadow over Ilford.
Oh, where they were like becoming cows instead of fish.
Yes,
Yeah,
cowman. Yeah. Also, how old is Vike now? Vike is 72 fucking years old. The motherfucker will not die.
Wow, that's older than actual Gapes.
Yeah.
We are very Lovecraft influenced. Gatecast. We're big on like folk horror and stuff. You know, where FFF knows that stuff better. I just like absorb his influences and say they're mine as well. Just to feel like I'm more voracious in my cultural appetites than I am.
Gapes selling
I think it's real tragedy that Mike Gapes.
Oh my god.
It's tragedy that Mike Gapes hasn't written anything for Unheard yet.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
like a website designed for Mike.
How have they not been...
Because, you know, he behaves in unmissable cow ways.
I think he's like, this website trivializes cows and these struggles that they go through. One thing I sent you was like from the Ilford group. This woman posted a picture of like some pub, and she just wrote in capital letters POW. And I was like, wow, Gapes' POW camp is surprisingly convivial. But you replied to that like, is this the pub that had the underground shooting gallery?
Just sowing actual disorder on the fucking Ilford Facebook page. Like,
yeah, fuck. Look, there's the Shorthorn Dairy in Ilford in 1887.
That's where Gapes was born.
Carriages full of milk.
That's where he was born. Yeah,
in that year officially. Okay.
Really be haunted.
Yeah, I sent like a picture to Jack recently. There was like this milk product they had in Ilford South with like a milkman on the front, but he's got this really like malicious look on his face. It's so strange.
The guy with the Union Jack Avi, who always posts about milk, has just done one post, which is a picture of a tin of National dried milk, which he has simply written in all caps, National dried milk.
But what does that mean?
More Ilford true crime here. A man was shot to death in a telephone box as you turned into Blake Hall Road in the 19th. Okay, right. So Blake. All right, here we go. So Blake Hall Wanstead is a location in the Ilford area. Somebody, I saw just like the first reply that they showed to this was someone saying, lived in Belgrave Road off Blake Hall Road. Never heard of the telephone box murder. I was like, what is the telephone box
Excuse
murder?
me, the telephone box murder? Hello?
And then, some woman just randomly replied to a like pedantic comment about the location with, a man was shot to death in a telephone box as you turned into Blake Hall Road in the 1960s, to which someone has responded, grim.
I like Strang saying, you guys are confused, but somewhere in Ilford North, a Soviet agent has been activated. Yeah, probably. We've just... Oh, no. Alright, I'm not married.
Don't go using any phone boxes every time.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who's I think he lives in Ilford South. He's on Twitter, but I'm not going to say his name just so he doesn't get harassed about it. But yeah, he'll just like occasionally DM me that he thinks he saw Gapes in the park there when he was walking the dog.
Oh, is he still in the warrior monk outfit? That's what I want to know.
Yes, that outfit rocks.
I want to know what Mike Gapes is doing with his life. Like, he's done fuck all since he stopped being an MP.
Been doing
working on this book.
Yeah. It's the book.
Yeah.
I just saw you had the Brendan number on your troops there before you disbanded them.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. You had 1,984 men. I think you were burning some books there. The monasteries.
Yeah, we were. Well, when we sack places, we burn all the books that aren't about dairy products.
I want to return to Ilford and Milk, but oh my god, Ilford is such a hellish place. Here, the guy with the fucking Union Jack Abbey has posted this. West Ham Lunatic Asylum. Not very PC, but that is what it was called. They didn't give
the energy behind
remember proper bin men.
Oh yeah.
They're like, many moons ago, there was a bus route 25A which only ran Sunday afternoons from Stratford Broadway to Littleheath. Its purpose was for local inhabitants to visit inmates. The roof was withdrawn in 1958. There's a frivolous indulgence. And someone has responded, yes, it was a popular form of entertainment for neighborhood residents. This place is such a fucking dystopia. They're just like, oh yeah, in the old days we used to make our own fun by laughing at the mentally ill people in the Ilford Asylum.
Fuck it, I'm just like imagining Mike Gapes driving a bus in like a bus in like his uniform. It's like, come on, guys, this will be a laugh.
Oh my god!
God damn, what a cursed place.
I'm just trying to find this one real life thing about Ilford and about all the people who fucking died.
Isn't Ilford sound like Derry out of the Stephen King novel It? It's a place so cursed that just like everything bad happens.
Yeah, that, I mean, pretty much.
The old dairy collapsed while there was a school trip on. Burying thousands of children. Fucking hell, it's a big school.
Oh, good lord.
Never mind.
Does anyone remember the old boy who used to play the piano accordion? On the the piano whatever. I think they just, because an accordion has a keyboard, I think they're just like, that must be a piano accordion. On the iron bridge leading to Plessy, I think he was an old sailor, and this FFF responded to saying, was he the one with a monkey on a leash? The monkey would dance along, and the author has said, no, there was no monkey or any animal.
That was a different guy, not that one.
Yeah, just to be clear, very different person.
Oh my god, someone posted in the music group, this is the kind of thing, like, sometimes I'll think of a really funny response, but I'll get shit if I actually post that. So someone posted in this music discussion group I'm in on Facebook, I really love New Order's song, Age of Consent, but the title skeeves me out, honestly, and I'm still trying to figure out its implications to the song as a whole. Thoughts or knowledge on the song's creation or meaning? I almost replied, I'm afraid it's the pro-paedophilia song. You're a paedophile for liking it.
To be honest, I do really like that song, and I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but yeah, that is a great song.
To be fair, it's not as bad as like all those songs from like the 50s and 60s, which are all like "Sweet Little Girl" or whatever.
Yeah, sweet, you're 16, you're beautiful.
But it wasn't even 16. Like some of them were like 15, 14.
Oh yeah. Like,
what was that song? Like young girl, get out of my mind. That's such a pedo song.
Or did the High School Rock by Chuck Berry? Sorry, Jerry Lee Lewis. Like High School Confidential. That's it. But Jerry Lee Lewis released when he married his 13-year-old cousin.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, baby.
That's proper Southern energy right there.
I can't find fucking hell. There's one FFF posted in there about, does anyone remember the 50s Ilford rock musician Johnny Polio? My granddad said he used to play at the Empress nightclub. The Empress nightclub is real as well.
Oh my god!
Fucking hell!
I didn't know if the Empress nightclub was real. It's just like every place has an Empress nightclub in the 50s. I just thought Johnny Polio was a funny name.
Johnny fucking Polio. What the fuck?
Okay, here we go.
He'll turn out to be real, I tell you.
Yeah, like there's gonna be a guy called Johnny Polio watching this stream, wondering why we're laughing at his name now.
Jimmy Savile used to host bingo nights at the old Ilford Mecca Dance Hall, and we had a joke about how Gapes shut down the Mecca Dance Hall because its name obviously revealed its terrorist intent. Listen to this from the Growing Up in the Ilford Ilford area group. A terrible event occurred in 1939 in Valentine's Park, Ilford. You see, in the rest of Britain, they were like, "Oh, this war is so bad." In Ilford, they had other concerns. There was other shit. A terrible event occurred in 1939 in Valentine's Park, Ilford, which is the place that Mike Gapes always posts pictures of himself walking through. 30 people, including many children, this is so funny, crowded into a wooden shelter to escape the rain. At around 5 p.m., the structure was hit by a lightning bolt. Those inside were packed tightly together, allowing the shock to strike multiple people. 7 people were killed and many badly injured. It's the greatest tragedy in Ilford history.
You can look at old photos of this event happening, and if you look closely, you will see just in the corner of the frame Mike Gapes, like fucking
just
Pennywise
grinning and laughing.
Yeah,
Mike Gapes on top of it, holding a big metal rod. The lightning just passes through him and instantly goes into everyone.
If you turn away from the photograph for a second and look again, he's in a different part of it.
Gapes is trapped in the picture.
Gapes smiling and putting his thumbs up as he looks at the camera while putting his balls in a charge.
Oh yeah, I like the idea. Like Gapes is basically like what Pennywise is to Derry, Mike Gapes is to Ilford South.
There's one more Ilford thing that I'm looking for, which I found earlier, but I initially thought I'm just going past all the shit that me and Jimothy sent each other about the Marquis de Sade. Here we go. Does anyone remember a single chap called Ivan dancing on his own at the Ilford Palais? People used to clap as he danced. And there's a lot of comments, including original Northern Soul dancer. I remember a guy like that in Romford.
Oh yeah, that's one I'm like misremembering as the guy in a sailor suit on the bridge, I think.
Okay, yeah, so don't know if it's the same chap, but I remember an elderly guy in the Green Man in Leystone who danced alone. Someone else says, used to be in the Bridge House, Canning Town, and FFF has replied, yeah, terrible what he ended up doing. That poor family.
Oh yeah, that was in a different post then. Yeah. Oh yeah, people were asking me about that.
Oh wow.
I just love this sort of trolling on Facebook. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so funny, just like owning random boomers from Ilford. It's so stupid. Well, where can we possibly go from there?
God only knows.
I can play that on the guitar if you want. No, I'm just kidding. Beach Boys are too musically sophisticated for me. What? Where's that?
Yeah.
What? That's not.
Jack only plays with Mike Love's songs.
Yeah. No, man, I thought that Mike Love, really, the fact that he went, ooh, baby, at the end of one of their songs, he fully deserved the writing credit for that and was right to sue a very fragile and vulnerable Brian Wilson over the credit that Brian Wilson, deserved.
Beautiful.
Piano accordion is apparently a real thing. I just want to clear up that bit of false news that I accidentally spread there.
Does it just mean a very quiet accordion?
Apparently the other type is a button accordion.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. You got the one with the keyboard and you got the one with the weird wee buttons. I get you.
That makes sense. Makes a hell of a lot of sense.
I know nothing about musical instruments, man. I'm just making it up as I go along.
I don't really. I can play a couple of them, but not really. I've never been into the technical side of things, where I'm like, dude, I got the best humbuckers for my guitar, man. They're like 58, 6.5 pickup. Like, that's the thing. I start talking, I don't even know the terms, so I can't even do an impersonation. And I've been playing guitar for well over a decade, so I should know this stuff, you know. But FFF, what has been happening in the Ilford Facebook group recently?
I've not seen much of it. It's probably normal Ilford's Facebook group. It's just yeah, this. What do you remember about this? and it's like going to be milk shit or people getting murdered. It's weird.
Yeah, no, there was a
message, and it's like we keep looking at it, and it keeps getting weirder and weirder and more based on milk.
Yeah, there's so many posts about milk, but like there was another bit of Ilford true crime that I noticed recently, which was like, I guess, following on from the telegraph pole murder. No, the telephone box murder. That's it, and that incident when all those kids got struck by lightning. So, let me find this.
Shot by someone, by his friend or something.
Yeah, 60 years ago today, I lost my friend. He was killed. I never forget the date. His name was Mickey Catamol. Does anyone remember him? X. That's all one sentence. I'm speaking...
To like add a comment to that, it's like, yeah, my dad remembers him. Mickey, what happened to him?
I'm speaking for Jim Killy. Mickey and I were best friends and lived down the same street. I'm in touch with his brother Roy and all the other guys that lived in the same street. Pat Robson and I were dancing partners at the Gilbert Colvin School, and Mary Litt was going out with Dave Reeves when I was seeing Mary Osborne. I now live in Australia. I don't know why I sent that, because that's not funny at all, but it's got the thing about Mickey and I were best friends. Yes, he lived 4 houses from a Wilson. It was awful because it was an accident because he and Terry were such close mates. And then someone finally, Donna, replies saying, "Was this the person that got shot accidentally? My brother and our family knew him too, I think." So I'm piecing together from that some guy, Terry, who was a close friend of his, shot him accidentally. So this is just the kind of shit that you get in Ilford.
Yeah.
Just imagining like illicit Russian roulette games in the back streets of Ilford.
Gapes roulette.
Yes, Gapes Roulette is a story me and Jackie have talked about, but we haven't introduced yet. Where Gapes Roulette is a game where it's like Russian roulette, except you put a bullet in every chamber.
Yeah.
You go to your head and pull it, but when Gapes does it, he does it, and the gun clicks to the next chamber.
Miraculously.
The person next to him.
Yeah, he just hands it to some goon and they instantly kill themselves.
Some sort of magical realism where Gapes lines up all the bullets in that gun, puts it to his head, and he clicks it and he goes to the next person.
There was also someone called Blonde Bob.
Yes, yeah, Blonde Bob and my comment on him. So, yeah, Blonde Bob, what happened to him?
Was he blonde? Yeah, sounds familiar. Blonde guy? But, yeah, I've joined a second Ilford Facebook group called Memories of the Cranbrook Pub, Ilford. And someone commented in this saying, "Does anyone remember Blonde Bob? I have no idea what his second name was, but that was what everyone called him. He was living downstairs to me when he died suddenly under strange circumstances back in 1983. Wow. So, no idea what those strange circumstances. He seemed to. It was like when you know, the informants in Ilford, like, they end up in a safe with their arms and legs cut off. It's declared a suicide. Oh right, yeah. So here, this is an. Okay, we'll cap it off with this. As well as someone posting a picture of an Ilford dairyman in 1911. Then somebody else posted, "Hello all, does anyone remember the black and white milk bar near Ilford Station?"
Yeah, milk bars in Ilford.
I know, it's like that FFF made that up, but apparently, at least in the 50s, they actually did have milk bars in Ilford. So, people are talking about the black and white milk bar, including that bloke Lawrence, who's obsessed with milk and has the Union Jack avatar. And then...
Can we do one where Mike Gapes introduces prohibition in Ilford? Just so he can boost sales of milk?
That's a good idea.
I'll do it as a flashback, obviously, because it would need to be set in
Yes,
the roaring 1990s or something, you know.
No, we can set Gapecast in any time period because he's an immortal being. But anyway, someone replies saying, yes, I remember the black and white milk bar. Was quite young, but remember being very wary of teddy boys hanging around outside. That was like just guys dressed as bears, like FFF. and then they add, yes, it was very near Ilford Station. And then these are the two best comments. Two people reply unprompted that their relatives were involved in the same popular television programme. Katrina O'Neill replies in response to this thread about the black and white milk bar in Ilford. Yes, I also remember the black and white minstrels. My father was one of them. and then Jean Tondi adds, in addition to that, my neighbour was a dancer in the B&W minstrels on TV. And Katrina's replying saying, my dad was a singer. I can't remember what else, but yeah. So two different Ilford residents then responded to that unprompted that they knew people, including one family member who was in the black and white minstrel show. The famous racist television programme that was insanely popular in the 1970s.
Yeah, in Ilford, they said white people who put on blackface and then whiteface and then blackface again. So it wasn't racist.
Isn't that's like some
The double Roddy Piper.
So I think let's wrap it up now. One more thing. In the Change UK book, my favourite bit is where it says naming issues, and then under that, Mike Gapes. Talk about naming issues, am I right?